to me, can somebody explain to me in crayon eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live? And I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys. That's not. That should not be our standard. I am so fucking tired of people being complacent with this uniparty, both of them fucking us over. When my parents were my age, they both made less than half of what I make, and they lived alone. I cannot afford to live anywhere alone. A 1-bedroom apartment, $1,800. 2-bedroom apartment, $2,200. Who the fuck can afford that? It is embarrassing to come out and say that it is a struggle to survive right now, but I know so many people are struggling. And do not get me started on what my grandparents were doing. They $3,000 house. And yes, I understand inflation and all of the bullshit that they have been pulling with the Fed. Why are we allowing it? Why? And then I clock out of my shift. I am tired. I have to go home. And I check the news. Another 60 fucking billion to a country nobody can point out on a map. What are we doing? Where has the plot gone? We have lost it, folks. We have fucking lost it. The American dream is dead. It is over. Gone and forgotten.
I'm about to go on a little...
Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, Elder Bishop the Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kwadash. Shalom, shalom to all the believers out there. Coming back to you, all right, with another lesson again. All right, this is from the Poor Man's Podcast Reacts. I'm subscribed to him. I watch some of his videos from time to time. This one caught my eye. I watched it earlier this morning, and the spirit. I wanted to do something on it, so now the spirit is allowing me to touch on it, and I'm just cracking up inside. I'm just laughing because when the people actually lose it, like Gerald Salente says, he says, when the people have nothing to lose, they lose it. Something like that. I could be saying it a little wrong, but basically when there's nothing else to lose, the people are going to lose it. Scripture that came to mind. Hopefully we won't make this too long. Okay, actually an apocrypha, and this just kind of got me thinking. When the people actually lose it, when they actually lose it, all bets are off. Okay, you're gonna see you're gonna see animals come out. Okay, you're gonna see what you see, on these movies. These post-apocalyptic movies. Like The Road, Book of Eli. You just had the movie Civil War. It's gonna be like Civil War, and these are all like preludes, or what a term called in witchcraft, predicted programming. All right, to butter you up for this very fact, but the people of America are actually feeling it. And this is unprecedented because America has been, really that golden cup. It's been that city that dwelled carelessly. It's a land of freedom, really freedom to just be, the sin. A land of, do as thou wilt, complete freedom from any morals, really, which the true morals are out of the scriptures. Just all out rebellion against Yahweh Shem Shai, and the people have been living, especially the Edomite, which he seems to look like an Edomite. But he could be a Jake, you never know. But Esau's feeling it too. That's the point. and now it's starting to get serious because the average everyday Edomite, this system was built for them to win on certain levels, to climb up the corporate ladder, or have their own business. They were over you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, basically. And they had access to lending. They had access to better medical. They had access to a better time here in America. They actually believed, and some of them actually fulfilled that American dream. Go to college, get a nice job, get a pension, get a retirement, get a second home. Do this, send your kids to school, have a couple of cars, have a boat, have a dog, have 3-4 children. You know what I mean? It was that American dream that these individuals, like this guy, his parents and his grandparents were able to actually, live out. And he was brought up thinking, oh, it's going to be like this for, the same for me. I work hard. But now it's starting to become a reality that that's not so. And then they look at what's going on with the government, and the government is sending hundreds of billions to foreign countries to fight wars, while the people here in America are suffering. Okay, you go to the grocery store. I just went to the grocery store, and you spend $200 easy. That's water, and you don't even really get anything. So he can't even afford to live, and there's so many people. This is not a one-off. There's so many people that are struggling to survive, and we're in a lot of these positions as well. But the difference is, we understand that this place is going to get worse, and it's going to utterly fall. And when it utterly falls and the people lose it, that's it. All bets are off. Let me go to 2nd Ezra. Okay, but this is all the will of the Lord. Maybe we'll go to Baruch as well. Baruch is that 4th chapter. Okay, miserable are thy cities. Also is that Isaiah 24. The all joy is darkened. I mean, there's a couple of scriptures we can go to, but let's come here. Let me see where I want to start. Maybe I just go to the kind of like the point. Let me do that. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Another thought that just came to mind. Could you imagine the ancient Egyptians and how they started to feel when those plagues started to hit them? Because it wasn't like it was just like, back to back, like one day after another there was a plague. There was time in between those plagues. And the time in between those plagues, their life in Egypt started to become a lot worse. The Most High started to break up, mess up their infrastructure. Okay, mess up the different industries, the fishing industry, right? When you have the rivers turn, all the waters turn to blood. The cattle industry, where you had the cattle, they had a disease where they died. A lot of them died off, and a whole host of other things that made them uncomfortable. Okay, the flies, the frogs. Okay, and that's symbolic of the different plagues that the Most High is hitting America with, and this is part of it. It's an economic plague. Okay, you being spread thin with wars. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And this is a worldly thing too, meaning it's global. You have the elite, which are clamping down on the whole world. Revelation 12 and 12. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the devil is come down unto you. Okay, so this is happening in Europe as well, but especially amongst these Western countries, in which their life, their what's the word? It just escaped my mind. Their standard of living is a lot higher than the rest of the known world. Okay, they expect for running water. They expect for lights to turn on. They expect for food to be at the grocery store. They expect for stores to be open. They expect to turn on the phone and order food from an app. They expect to be able to go to school. All these things have been running like a well-oiled machine, but now it's all crumbling down. And the people, we probably have to watch this again. The people are getting ready to lose it. Okay, 30, 40 years ago, he would have been winning. Okay, he would have been completely winning. And then on certain aspects, you got Jake that's actually doing good in this society, even in these times. Okay, Egypt. No, where am I? No, for the sword. You know, I gotta start up. Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and a punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful consolation. And what do you look what are the consolations there for? Well, to guide you through the different seasons to know if you're going to have a good crop or not. So it's pretty much all hope is going to fail. Just like this individual said, the American dream is gone. So an individual like that, how is he maneuvering? How is he living in America? He's living with resentment. He's living with hate. Okay, especially hate, not necessarily for you so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native Americans, which some you know, on one hand they're blaming you for these things, but on the other hand, it's coming out that it's the people that are in charge. Okay, it's not the migrants. Who lets the migrants in? Okay, it's not the crime. Who allows crime? Okay, and then if you go deeper into the rabbit hole, you understand that there's conspiracies behind all this, and more people are inclined to believe those conspiracies because that's literally what's happening. Okay, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh," and this is pretty much what's going on. Their destruction is getting closer, and this place is completely godless. Okay, there's no fear of the Most High. Okay, they don't believe that there's righteous retribution. They don't believe that there's consequences to their actions. Okay, they're completely given unto Satan. All these people. Okay, Isaiah 60:2, the gross darkness to people. Okay, and they don't even understand why these things are happening, even though they might come up with certain excuses or point the finger and blame certain parties, which on a surface level, yeah, they might be true, but they don't get the whole program, the whole story, which is prophecy, is the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, doing these things mainly because of what you did to His people, the Israelites. Okay, and that's not something that you Edomites you want to own up to, as well as the rest of you nations too. You all had a part in that. And this is why you're seeing a total collapse of all your societies. Okay, but especially here in America, when the people here in America lose it, okay, you know, pretty much all bets are off. You're gonna really see you're gonna really see and experience a terrible time. All right, the people are going to be as animals. Okay, not it's gonna go into it. It's gonna go into it. Let's continue. It says, "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." This is all speaking about when the people lose it, when there's a complete breakdown in society, when they say to hell with it. What is there to live about? Or we need to fight the government to take back, you know, America, because America used to be great. They hear the stories of their great grandfather, their grandfather, really in recent history, their grandfather, you know, their uncle. You know how they used to be the top. They used to be able to go to different countries, and the people respect them. Okay, but that's all starting to change. They've had their run, and now their time is over. Okay, is being cut short, and Esau is going to violently, you know, he's going to violently oppose his fall. He's going to fight all the way into the end. All right. And he's going to try to take as many people as he can with him. If I can't have it, nobody can. That's the spirit of E. Okay. So let me continue. So them swords are speaking about killing instruments, namely the gun. Okay, so you're gonna have people that's gonna be going around shooting and killing each other. Watch that movie, Civil War. It's not a well put together movie, but it's very cryptic. It's very there's a lot of symbolisms within that. If you're in the know, you understand what they're saying. But that's how it's going in that movie. They was cutthroat. Shoot on sight. No, we ain't taking prisoners. Okay, that's how bad it's going to get. Everything is going to be broken down. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. I know what the word sedition is, but let's look this up. Okay, sedition definition. And an individual like that, he's gonna be in the midst of that if he make it that far. Sedition, conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of state. And his plight was with the government. We're gonna play it again. We'll play it again. Let's play it again.
Explain to me in crayon-eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live. And I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys. That's not. That should not be our standard.
You see? That is not the goal, to work 90 hours a week. How the hell can you survive? Do it. I mean, your quality of living, you might be able to survive, but it's still at the same time, it's still paycheck to paycheck. You see what I'm saying? It's still going to be paycheck to paycheck. And who wants to work 90 hours a week? That's pretty much a slave. So how do you think we felt in slavery as as the Israelites, as we built up America? Right? We didn't have a choice in the matter. So now Esau is experiencing just 1% of that, mainly on an economic level, because he's not able to buy the things that he sees on social media. He's not able to have the time to travel and do all these things, and the wages are stagnant. They're not as high as he would like them to be. That's not even 1% of what we went through. All right, to build up this America, and really the whole world. And then, as the scriptures say, they gave no account of our labors. Now E is experiencing, and he's smarter than you so-called Negroes, the Hispanic Native Americans. He understands what slavery is. He understands what freedom is. Okay, and if you come down upon his freedom, his rights, he's gonna fight back. That's what that sedition. Let's go back to that definition. Conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of a state. Insurrection, rebellion. Right? Remember January 6th? Okay? Individuals like this, they gonna take on a different spirit in that day. When they lose it, they're gonna actually lose it. We're gonna be dealing with a spirit, the spirits created for vengeance. You're gonna have a bunch of individuals that are mad at the state. And since everybody is all, clumped together, no space, what are they going to do? They're going to fight against each other. Okay, and it's going to go into that, why they're going to do that. And this is all by design, okay, by Yah Basham Shai, all right, to take you people out, man. All right, this is all part of the downfall of this society. And this how societies fail. But this fall is going to be the greatest fall. Okay.
I am so fucking tired of people being complacent with this uniparty, both of them fucking us over. When my parents were my age, they both made less than half of what I make, and they lived alone. I cannot afford to live anywhere alone.
See, so he's basing his experience and how his experience should go by his parents. And his parents had it easy. I don't know, was that what is that? Gen Z? I don't know. Millennials, not millennials, but boomers. I don't know. I forget exactly what generation that was. But our parents, he's around our age, late 20s, early to mid 30s, going into the 40s, right? So from late 20s to maybe 40s. around our age. Certain brothers are older, certain brothers are younger, right? But they had a better time in America. They didn't. Your money stretched. I remember when gas was 99 cents. I mean, I couldn't drive, but I remember when it was 99 cents. I remember when it was $1.15. Now it's about $4, and that came down. It was $6 not too long ago. Rent. In my first apartment in Texas, and it was nice. It was $650. One bedroom, really nice. Okay, but that was in Texas. But that was 2010, right? 2010, 2011. How much before that? $400, $300. You should be able to buy a house for $3,000. Okay, so you see how Esau he made it rich. Now that the market is all inflated, okay, it's really because your dollar isn't worth shit.
A 1-bedroom apartment, $1,800. 2-bedroom apartment, $2,200. Who the fuck can afford that? It is embarrassing.
And that's not even including food. That's not. You don't have a car. Don't have a payment. Don't want to buy clothes. Okay, people spend $1,000 plus on food. If you feeding a family, you actually spend a lot of money. Okay. Then if you got a house, you gotta pay that property tax, right? They need that property tax. So do you really own that home? Can you truly say you own that home? Maybe you might be able to flip it and make some money out of it. Yeah, okay, cool. But do you truly own that home? Absolutely not. The government owns that home because you gotta pay that property tax. And if you don't pay that property tax, it don't matter how much money you put into that home, they're gonna snatch that bitch. Okay? So it's everybody's starting to get hip to this system. Okay, and E is upset. This individual, guys like this, and you have other individuals that are ready. They just the Most High is gonna call them. He gonna call them to the front line. Okay, I'm just gonna say it like that.
Out and say that it is a struggle to survive right now, but I know so many people are struggling. And do not get me.
Jake been struggling. That's why you don't really see Jake on these videos like that. I mean, some you do, but really mainly women, mainly the black woman that does videos like this, because the black woman, she's been able to live pretty good here in this society through Esau Edom's his welfare system and him giving her these top paying jobs and she's been got it pretty easy. Have 4 or 5 different niggas pay for bills and but now it's not like that anymore. A lot of them got to go sell box. They got to go out on the street, or the new thing they sell it online just to survive. A lot of these women they be selling pussy on the side or as they main thing to get by, and they be proud. But when that all fails, what's gonna happen? When the people actually lose it. Okay, and we're literally coming to that point.
Started on what my grandparents were doing. They $3,000 house, and yes, I understand inflation.
So they bought a $3,000 house 40, 50 years ago. Now that house is worth $750,000. Just think they did a couple of those. So you see how Esau, he just been winning.
In all of the bullshit that they have been pulling with the Fed, why are we allowed?
And again, and Esau, he looks into, okay, what is the Fed doing? What is this bill? What this new bill? What is it? Is it going to affect me? You so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native American, you don't know what the hell is going on. Esau actually looks into these things. He actually watches the news. He actually looks at what America is doing and how, because what America is doing and spending and what they're spending on, whatever they're spending on, affects the individual. Jake just been struggling. Jake don't know, just whatever, it's just money. Our people got a different spirit on them. Well, the scriptures say that the children of this generation are wiser than the children of light, meaning Esau.
Allowing fucking get? Why? And then I clock out of my shift. I am tired. I have to go home. And I check the news. Another 60 fucking billion to a country nobody can point out on a map.
See? He put a sword in his hand when all hell break loose. Let's go back to second Ezra's. I'm telling you, it's gonna get real nasty out here. It's gonna get real nasty. Okay, second Ezra's 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men." We just read what the definition is. Okay, insurrection. Okay, and invading one another. All right, so they're gonna be basically like a civil war. Okay, on different in different aspects, going into different cities, rifling through houses. Gonna go into it. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, meaning they're not gonna regard the government. They're gonna say, to hell with the government. Y'all spending 60 billions. I can't even afford to live. Rent is this much. Boom, 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 boom. They ain't gonna have. They're going to have them killing instruments in their hand, right? And they're going to be going after government officials. Okay? In the course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning they're going to do what the hell they want to do. The Most High is going to put a cold spirit on them because everything's going to fail. There comes a point to where, like I was saying earlier, like Jerusalem, when people have nothing else to lose, when there's nothing else to lose, they lost it all, right? They're going to lose it. Okay? Because they're looking at who made it this way. Who messed it up? I was doing good. Who messed it up? Who messed this thing up? And they're going to be looking for the government. And anybody else that gets in their way, they're gonna blame you migrants, you Latin tribes. They're gonna blame you blacks because your culture is not filled with nothing but crime. Right? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, you're gonna have blockades. You're gonna have certain militias that are gonna take over cities. They're gonna be guarding their cities. They're not gonna allow you to come into it. Okay, and then you're going to also have the government, too. They're going to have, them 15-minute cities. That's what they're calling them now. What they could call it something else later. Okay. Quarantine zones. Okay. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. See? Because of their pride. This is because of your pride. Y'all been living in pride. And no time is you seeing any of these Edomites, very rarely. And then at that time, even then it's bugged out. Do they say, you know what, guys, we as Americans, we need to repent. We need to turn back to God. We're being judged, right? We're being judged. We have the greatest society ever. And now, our society is crumbling. This is because, of our wickedness. We need... Right, if they were so-called God-fearing people, right? They're not saying that. They're just mad. They're not getting a piece of the pie. That's all. And then they're saying like, well, hold on. They printing hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars. Trillions. That means that we can all be fucking rich. We can all live the life. Like we can literally do whatever we wanted. Like we don't even have to work. So they're gonna be like, man. Who do I need to run after? Okay, they're going to completely lose. They're going to lose their fucking mind. It's going to be like the crazies. They're going to be as zombies. Okay? So it says the city shall be troubled. These cities are going to be troubled. You in these certain metropolitan cities. Okay, it's going to be nothing but crime in those cities. It's going to be nothing but death in those cities. Okay? Houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay, we coming into that time when all things fail. Okay, when the banking system fails. Okay, when the American dream fails, because the elite's plan is to crash everything. where there's only one way, and only one way to get back to normal. Everybody got to get the MOTB. That's how they gonna push it. Okay, and people that don't get the MOTB, they gonna be in the way. But within that, you gonna have all the way through the midst of that, you gonna have just people killing each other. Or there's another scripture. Let me hold this, where it says, "Friends shall fight one against another." That's the time we coming into. I believe that's chapter 6. Let's go there. Okay, friends. Yep. 2nd Ezra 6:24. Let me see if I want to start up. I'll start at 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid, just as we read in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter. It's speaking about men being afraid. So great fear is coming to the land. Right now, you have a lot of anger. You have a lot of built up tension within this population all around the world. People are upset at the government. People are upset at certain political groups, at certain races. And all that is getting ready to come out and bubble up to the top. Okay? That's 2nd Ezra 15. This is when the people lose it. Okay? This is what we're reading right now. It's all prophetic. Okay? This is what the prophet saw these things. Isaiah saw it. Okay? Jeremiah saw it. Why do men have their hands on their loins like they're about to give birth? Right? We can go through pretty much all the prophets. They saw this fearful time. And this is the shaking, this is the hand of Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the actual righteous hand of Yahweh Shema Shai coming down upon you people. Okay, especially you Edomites and 2/3 of you disobedient Israelites. But as well as the heathen too. The heathen, they've been getting jacked up. The Most High flooding they shit. Okay, earthquakes, tsunamis. Every time you turn around, it's a news article or a video how the Most High smoked China, how the Most High smoked Iraq or Iran, killed a whole bunch of people, earthquake. So the Lord be jacking up them heathens. At that time shall friends fight. So in this time of great fear, it says, shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Just as we read in 2nd Ezra 15, we'll go back, how they shall have no pity upon one another. So friends, good friends, okay, been friends for 20, 30, 40 years. Best of friends, they going to turn on each other. Okay, they going to fight. They going to kill each other. They going to eat each other. Okay, it's going to be cutthroat. Don't let one friend be doing better than the other. And he's like, hey, man, there's nothing I can do, man. I don't have enough for everything. Hey, he know where you live. He going to come see you. And rage is going to be in his eyes. Okay? Let's read that again. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And what do enemies do when they, lock arms? They try to destroy each other without remorse. They're actually happy that they destroyed the other individual. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Yeah, it's going to be a very fearful time because it's just going to be judgments being handed out left and right. Okay, they ain't going to be there. This is not going to be the time of peace. There is no peace. Okay, you can what's it called? There will be no social media influencers. You starting your own business. You becoming a cybersecurity expert, making 120,000, or a network engineer, or you being playing in the NFL. You opening up this new business. You ain't gonna be none of that. It's just gonna be judgment. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and 3 hours they shall not run. Let's go back. When the people actually lose it. Okay. 2nd Ezra 15:19. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. See, your neighbor, your brother. Okay, the sword ain't gonna come in. They're gonna a lot of people are gonna get put to death by the sword. Oh, and more people are gonna die of famine during this time. We read up in the verse in this chapter how the the uh the they that till the ground, the farmers, they're gonna mourn. Okay, they're gonna be seeing those fearful constellations. The Most High is gonna have multiple signs. I believe tonight there's a is it the pink moon? Let me look at that. The pink moon. I believe it's tonight. Right? This is April 24th, so this was yesterday. See the full pink moon bloom around the world. Did you see the full pink moon? So I guess it started yesterday, but I believe you're going to be able to see it for a couple of days. Okay. So this is, the pink moon is named not for its own color, but the color of spring flowers that bloom at this time of the year. So this is another sign. And the different heathen are marveling at these different signs. All right, when there's going to be fearful signs. Okay, in the sky. Okay, in the earth. There was what was it? Rome. It was one of those countries that they had a red sky somewhere. Like a red sky. It was somewhere. I seen something on it. Hold on. Okay, it was Libya. Yep. Dust storm. This is from MSN.com. Dust storm turns sky apocalyptic orange. Red over Greece and Libya. Yeah, so it's Greece. It wasn't Rome. It was Greece and Libya. See that? Fair use. See this? That's apocalyptic. All right. See that? So more of these fearful. Look at that. These fearful constellations, man. Okay, those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, we in some real troubling times for you people. Okay, we're in a time of salvation for the elect. But it's going to be a violent shaking before the elect get beamed up and delivered. The elect are going to have to go through the miracle is the elect are going to be in these times, but be delivered from these times. Okay, no evil is going to befall the elect. Now you will have martyrs, okay, to fulfill prophecy. All right, but for the most part, the elect are going to get, of course, the scripture say the elect are going to scarcely be saved. Was that 1 Peter 4:18, if I'm not mistaken? Okay, let me get that. Let me get that real quick. First Peter 4:18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, right? Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So here it is. These people are living their life completely godless. Just in the flesh, blaspheming, especially you Edomites. You the worst people on the planet Earth. Okay, and you Jakes is right there with Esau. Sometimes you worse than E. All right, because you were created to be righteous. And you completely reject right. Esau, it's not even that he rejects righteous. He's wicked. He's actually wicked. He can't help himself. Okay, and now his society is crumbling, is falling. And he's upset about that. And then it's his own people that's doing it to him. Okay, his own people are trying to hoard everything to themselves. This is how demonic this nation is, man. Okay, no other nation thinks like that. Okay. Let me go back. Where was I? done there. Let me see. Amen. Verse 19. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And things are building up.
What are we doing?
Look at him.
Where has the plot gone? We have lost it, folks. We have fucking lost it. The American dream is dead. It is over. Gone and forgotten.
I'm about to go on a little rant, so if you have...
You see that? Gone and forgotten. And the newer generation, they're experiencing this because they believe if they just work hard like their parents and their grandparents did, that they'll make it in this society, when that's not the case. And more information is coming out on how things are pretty much a scam. Like, let's see, watch. If you type in, I'm done with that video. School is a scam. Look at it. We got videos, documentaries. 52 of graduates don't use the degree. Why school is a scam with Andrew Tate. Let's click Andrew Tate, which he's a psyop.
The reason I started Hustlers University is because I was arguing with someone about how pointless the modern education system is. I think the modern education system is nothing but an indoctrination machine. I think they use it to indoctrinate the youth. I think it's a waste of fucking time.
What, to brainwash people?
To brainwash people, of course it is. School's a scam because it operates in a vacuum. It cannot be fairly compared to any other service. You can get a loan for school, but you can't use that money for anything else. Because if they were to open it up and put the school, the education system, into the fair market of capitalism, it would fail. If I give you $100 grand and say you can get a degree, or you can buy a crypto, or you can start your own business, or you can do anything you want with it, who's going to choose a degree?
No one.
Nobody. So they say you can only get the money if you use it for education, which allows it to operate inside of a vacuum. Because it operates inside of a vacuum, it is one of the few things on the planet which is allowed to be non-competitive. It's not competitive against any other investment. Everyone knows that. But you can only get the money for that. So you can't get the money to invest in anything else. So you end up doing it, learning something that is outdated, slow to learn. It doubly inflates. There's more degrees every single year, meaning the value of a degree decreases. And the price goes up every single year. So it's worth less each year. It costs more year on year. There's no other industry where you
Yeah, it's all BS, and this is just one of the many facets of this American dream that, you know, let me bring out, let me do this. You know what, let's just go right to that scripture. Let's just go right there. I'm done here. Right, I'm done here. Let's go to Baruch. We're going to wrap it up. I don't want to make this too long. I was going to hit another scripture, but no worries. You heard that. Do I even have to make the point? The point's already made. I don't have to make the point. He made the dude, he made the point.
Can somebody explain?
He made the point. And there's so many. Let me do this. Let me just do this. We'll do this. Right here. Look. Fair use.
Am I the only person, am I the only Gen Zer right now that low-key feels like this whole American dream is like a whole setup for misery?
You see, because didn't I say that? It's mainly the black woman. You don't really see Jake only like Jake Man. You might see Jake Man, but Jake Men, they're told to, pull the bootstraps up. You're not working hard enough, nigga. So Jake Men, they just deal with it.
And failure, low-key, the idea of spending the rest of my life and working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life until I'm 70, 60 something years old, because Republicans want to push up the retirement age, is fucking demoralizing. It's just not even worth anything. There's no.
And this is why, especially women, they say, to hell with that. I'm about to bust it open. I'm about to get on OnlyFans. Can you blame them? My battery about to die, so hold on. Ugh. Everybody's tired, man. We tired. But see, we're holding on because we understand that the Most High is destroying this place, and that's one of the greatest things to live and see is to follow your enemy. So we're seeing the fall of our enemy, but it's at the same time it's uncomfortable to us as well.
Life fulfillment or personal fulfillment. Any person who like really wants to live like an amazing, life.
See, and their whole thing, this world is all about, especially the woman. You black women, it's all about living an amazing life, living your best life. Okay?
It's going to feel fulfilled by doing a 9-to-5 job. Like, you're just not. And all you're doing is working for the pennies on the dollar that these corporations give you to make them rich. And, like, the thing is like, jobs, it's also just looking like,
Describe the American dream if you had to explain it to somebody who had never heard the concept before.
The American dream is basically hustle and grind culture. It's the reason why you're worried more about how much money you're making versus how much time you're spending with your damn kids on some real shit. There's pros and cons to it. It's like, that works too, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, there's pros and cons to it. For example, it's like, I know if I grind for 10 years right now, I can chill for 30 years later. But the American dream is definitely, it's a false promise, though, because capitalism...
It's a dream. Let that play in your head. It's an actual dream.
I turned 35 and I have this thought in my head.
The white
I'm on a
woman.
tangent and I just have to get it out.
She just got to get out. She got to vent. Look at her, the white woman.
They gonna be...
So I just sat down, made myself a bowl of cereal, and now it's getting soggy because I have this thought in my head. I went on a tangent and I just have to get it out. I turned 35 in April and I'm fairly positive I had a mini midlife crisis. And here we are about 4 months later and I'm feeling that same feeling creep back up. I'm tired and I want to retire. Working the way we work for as many hours as we work was fine and dandy when it was able to provide the American dream. The house, the car, family trips every year, Disney, all of that. We could sit back and...
Which is a low-level dream.
And say it was worth giving up my time because look at...
See, Esau, he was willing to work hard and do that because there was some type of fulfillment, which was all bullshit. But he had the car. He was able to buy a house. He had the car. He was able to send the kids to college, family trips every year. That's like a thing. How many of you Jakes have family trips every year? There's Edomites that do that.
At what I have and what we can do. Now, even on 2 salaries, it's nearly impossible. So what's the point?
It's crazy to me that more people don't know that the American dream is just a big fat scam. The American dream is just something that the banks created so that they could pretty much get control over you and loan you money.
Who's the banks? The banks? The people? Nah, it's the wicked elite, man. Starting with the red child people. Okay, the red shields. Okay, Amalek. Like, I'm done with that. You want to watch more of that. There's so many videos out there like that. Let me read this. Let me. What is not that? This is brute 4 in. Let me see. 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High, for thy enemy hath persecuted thee. But shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. So we're actually seeing his destruction. This is the destruction of Western society. This is the destruction of the Edomite. Because the main ones that are ranting about the American dream is dead are the Edomites. Jake didn't really buy into that dream. You had certain Negroes that bought into that dream. You do have certain, uppity Negroes that bought into that American dream, and they give it their all. They give America their all. They go into the military. They excel at the corporate world or whatever it may be. Which they're still slaves. But they bought into that. Most Jakes ain't buying into that bullshit because it's an unfair advantage. That's why Jake just be hustling. And when you hustle, you got to get it. You live in paycheck to paycheck, which is pretty much like your daily bread, right? Let me just read down. It says, my delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemy. Be of good comfort. So we're being comforted by the Comforter, which is the spirit that comes with the book, the understanding of the book, why these things happen to us, right? Because we can search high and low in this earth and ask for explanations why these things happen to us and why do these nations treat us this way, and we're going to get 1,000 different answers. And then even when you bring out the hardcore facts about how they treated us, you have Jake that will get mad at you. Well, that's the past, brother. You could look at all these programs. Right now, you can get online, you can get your certificates, you can study, you can go, you can do this, you can get in the military, you can do this, you can play basketball. There's opportunity. Which, on a carnal level, there is opportunity. But see, now you're buying into the whole dream. You're giving your life to the beast. Oh, my children, and it says, be of good comfort, oh my children, and cry unto the Most High. That's what we doing. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. Right? It's the Heavenly Father that actually brought these things, this terrible experience upon us. And now that terrible experience is being passed. It's getting ready to be passed. What is that? Deuteronomy. Let me get that. Deuteronomy. Right? Is that 30? And 7. It says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So the same curses, curse shall thou be in the city, curse shall thou be in the field, curse shall thou be thy basket. Your wife, the tender and delicate woman, shall be, her eyes shall be evil towards her husband, her children. Her son, the father shall lead the children. Right? Enemy shall come and put you into captivity. You should have, different diseases. You should be smitten with madness. All these different curses. You won't have peace of mind, basically. The heaven, what? Let me do that. Let me go to Deuteronomy. There's a verse. It says heaven. It's gonna be as brass. Right? Right. Deuteronomy 28 and 27. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. So you're going to be in a prison, man. It's going to be hell for you. Those two metals, that's hell. It's not, it didn't say gold and silver. Okay, it didn't say the fatness of the earth. You're going to have the fatness of the earth. You're going to have plenty of corn and wine. Everything's going to be blessed. That was part of if we kept the law. But we know the will of the Heavenly Father was for us to go off and then for him to punish us. And then for us to return and then get everything that he said he was going to give to us. That's how we was going to get it. Okay, and this is what our people don't understand, which, it wasn't given unto them. So, we're being a dead horse. I'm back in Baruch. Let me just read a little bit more. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem. Right, we have a good heart about these things happening. These people are getting ready to lose it and bug the hell out. For he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. That's the point. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Because remember, everybody's reincarnated. Okay, so they experienced the American dream in a different lifetime, essentially. Miserable, and they oppressed us too. Miserable are the city which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. So now this is what we're seeing. This is what we're seeing. Esau is grieved for their own desolation. They're upset.
Keep you in debt so that you're paying interest to them forever. In the 50s, they decided to come up with something called the American Dream. The American Dream.
And who's they? The wicked elite, starting with the red shields.
Is that everybody should own a home.
Which are Edomites.
Why do the banks give a shit what now?
Thankful. I said, Dad, I don't really want to say. And my baby, just tell me what you need the money for. He said, well, today at lunch, Dad, I sat beside my friend, and he was only eating a sandwich. And when I asked him why, he said, because his money is so far behind on the lunch books, and his parents can't afford to catch it up, that the school is only serving that baby a sandwich. And he said, Dad, it made me feel bad. He said, so I want to give him $20 to help him get lunch. How are we in 2023, one of the richest countries in the world, but yet babies are still being punished because their parents can't afford to put money on their books for school lunches? Listen, there are single moms, single dads, and even parents who are together who are working their ass off who still can't make ends meet, yet we punishing babies? Our future? We ask them to sit their ass in a classroom for 8 hours a day, listen, do what you're told, raise your hand if you want to speak, and then you got the nerve to only give them a sandwich at lunch because maybe they don't have enough money? So what did I do? I went to the school. I said, hey, what can I do to help? Oh, you can write a check or give cash to help take care of some of the school lunch debt. Cool. Here, take it. But how are we one of the richest countries?
But they just sent like 60 billion to Ukraine, 30 billion to Israel, and 8 billion to Taiwan. And that's just some of the stuff that they be sending. There's all other different programs and it's all. So the people, when people figure this out, and then everything is taken away from them, and there's nothing else to lose. That's Jacob's trouble. Okay. So E is miserable. Let's read that again. Let's read that verse again. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, they was living good, and was glad at thy fall when we was done. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Yeah, where's all that pride at, man? For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. Okay, you see that? So at the end of the day, Esau, don't worry, it's gonna end for you. Not right now. You're gonna catch a lot more hell. Okay, and then you're gonna get hit with fire. But wait, there's more. You're going to wake up in slavery, okay? And the mercy of the Lord is going to be when the Israelites burn your whole nation, okay, to being to desolation, essentially. That's the mercy of the Lord, you being burned with fire after you serve your slavery, okay? So, hey, we're in beautiful times. Stay prayed up. Until next time, shalom to the elect.